Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with a very special package unpacking video from a really good friend and great YouTuber called MarkVergeer. He's been talking about sending me a cable for my Commodore 64. It really must be a big cable, Mark. That's a very big package. It's actually quite heavy too. And it weighs 3.745 grams, so it's over 3.5 kilos. So my goodness. I haven't even completely left it sealed for the video. And we'll see what has travelled such a long distance. All the way from the northern hemisphere and from fairly high up in the northern hemisphere as well, to pretty much as south as you can go unless you go to Antarctica. For those of you who don't know, I live in Tasmania, which is, if you look on Google Maps, looks like a triangle, large triangle island off the bottom of Australia. This tape is really strong. This is where using a knife rather than the end of scissors might have been a good idea. Okay, so we have the general contents there. So we have the obligatory bubble wrap, of course. And my goodness, there are a few things in here. What are the looks of it? A little note. There we go. A little note. Notes with YouTubers are one of my favourite things. Hi Tony, finally managed to get this package sorted. The CBM Atari AV SCART cable and some extras. So originally, remember, it was supposed to be an AV cable for the Atari and Commodore 64. And look, here we go. Here's the cable. So it's a nice, so it's from the great guys at Retro Computer Shack. Mark had one of these sitting, we had a couple of these sitting around that he wasn't using, and it covers, as you can see, quite a few different models. And it'll be very good having them because I've recently got my SCART setup all figured out. But in addition to that, Mark has sent me, we'll start with this, Kirby's Adventure on the NES. Now I've heard of Kirby's Adventure before, it's actually supposed to be quite a good game, so I'll be really looking forward to playing that. And another game, an excellent game, I've always wanted to try it, Star Wars for the NES. And another one called Cobra Triangle. It's like a boat and shooting dragons, so interesting looking one there. We have a bit of I live in Tasmania, so here is a copy of Tasmania for the Sega Mega Drive, which is actually quite a good game. I've got it on the Master System, it's quite a good game. And we have all sorts of things in here. We have Kennedy Approach. It's got an Atari logo on it. I'm not 100% sure of the system yet because it's not 100% clear on the front. So it's by Microprose. So there's the tape with the Atari logo on it. Could it be for the Atari 8-bits or the Commodore 64? That will have to be a mystery we solve. Aha, Commodore 64 cassette. There we go. So it is for the Commodore 64. Excellent. Looks like quite a complex game too. Get that line back up again. We have a tremendous amount of loose floppy disks with there's actually quite a lot of them in here. Like this first one's Adam's Family, then we've got things labelled Goblins, more Goblins, Ashidu, Fred Fish, Winter Games, all sorts of this. and some more. And some more. That one's got Star Trek written on it. And some more. And these are definitely Amiga discs, because that one's got the word Amiga written on it. And some more. I reckon there'd be, what do you reckon? I reckon there'd be about 40 discs there. My goodness. And there is more. So we have, for the Amiga, Ralph Glam Die Edition. I take it this is an art editing piece of software for the Amiga. So the back's upside down. Can I get that to focus on the writing? I do have trouble with the reflection messing it up a little bit. Now all the back of that is in, I take it German or Danish. It was produced by United Software in 1991. It's quite, a substantial box of stuff. Okay, but inside, oh yeah, we've got the original game, but there's some more stuff hidden in there as well. So we have Tower of Babel Astral Pack for the Amiga, so it's got an Amiga disc in there. We have a copy of Gauntlet for the Spectrum, but it's the Deeper Dungeons version. So it's got the original Gauntlet on this tape, and here's the Deeper Dungeons with the, I think it might have been a sequel with different maps and things like that, sort of like the extra maps that were in Gauntlet 2. And there's, sorry, just so you can see the interior of, so there's a manual and several discs, and even lots of little picture cards. I'm curious to find out what that's about now. Okay, and the adventure continues. Next we have, awesome, a racing game, Indianapolis 500 by Electronic Arts. The graphics on the back there. They look quite good. It's the game for the Amiga. It's this. There's a manual in there as well. It's all complete. There's even the original registration cards and things like that. I'm blown away with how much you've sent, Mark. And a game for, I'd say, the Atari. Atari 800. So it's leaderboard golf. The graphics on it look quite good, and that's actually a 5 1/4 title for the Atari series. Ooh, I do have a floppy drive for my Atari 800. I've just got to get at least one SIO cable, so I can load that up. And then, last but not least, we have Trivial Pursuit Commodore Genius Edition. The tape came loose there. And you've got the instructions and the tape. And last but not least is issue, what's the issue number? I might go silly. Issue 88 of Retro Gamer, with featuring behind the scenes of Missile Command. Now, the first issue I have of Retro Gamer is actually issue 100. My subscription started from 101, just bad timing with a subscription, and I managed to get a back copy of 100. I do have one other issue, I can't remember what it that is in the 90s, I think, that 1MSX to go sent me previously. And I really do like the Retro Gamer magazine, and there's you have great fun reading that. So Mark, thank you very, very much for sending me all of those goodies. What I'll do, as long as this video is not too long, I shall tack on a bit of a play session of a couple of choice of those titles, the ones I can load at the moment. Add it onto into this video. So once again, thank you, Mark, for sending. I think it's really blown me away how much you fit into that box, and also how much it cost you to send it. The best thing I can do is get the Commodore fired up with the SCART cable and just try some things out on it, and show you how good a picture improved, and plus we can have a go at some of those Amiga games as well. That'll be great. Make sure you check out Mark's channel for those who are not subscribed to him. I'll put a link down below to his channel, and I'll catch you all later. Just a look at the interesting sunset we have this evening. Here we go with Wonder Boy on the Amiga. Go in there. Okay, I seem to be collecting some gold coins. Don't seem to be able to go inside that tree house. Although every time you jump on them, it seems to give you some money. Spacebar. Okay, now we've got our sword. Oh, I see, it wasn't going to let us progress. So this very much looks like Wonder Boy Monsterland on the Master System. Interesting enough. Not as colourful as using shades. Okay, let's see what's in this shop. Cocktail or beer? We'll buy beer. Okay. So we're going to find death. Plus this green slime here. You only have a certain amount of time to finish the level. Ah, death, okay. Oops. Now also, whilst doing this, and also probably explains why I've been having troubles with going through the floppy disks of software that I do have for the Amiga, is the Amiga 1200 wouldn't read this disc, and it wouldn't read the disc I got with the compact flash card that I got recently. And a bit of experimentation, I realised it wasn't reading any discs anymore. So we're playing this in the Amiga 500. another Amiga 500 over in Melbourne with missing key and things like that. And I may actually get one of the people over there to, although it is very dirty, take the drive out, so disassemble it, take the drive out and send it over to me. But I do have an external floppy drive for the Amiga, and it was able to read the discs. So I suppose the best resolution is to take the floppy drive out of that and put it in the Amiga 1200. So the boot drive of the Amiga 1200 is working, because I don't use a second floppy that much. You just got to swap discs more often, that's all. So other than that, I'll look around for an actual spare floppy drive for the Amiga 1200. But there we go, that's the first level of Wonder Boy in Monsterland on the Amiga. First Amiga game I've done for a while. Okay, thank you. Right, here we go with Swiv on the Amiga. So this is just a couple of random samples of games that are on those floppy disks that Mark sent. You can hold the fire button down. So it's a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up. And it's one that can be played 2 players. So it's got pretty good graphics, and we had a defense system pop up then for a second. I don't know whether Swiv has power-ups or anything. Doesn't seem to be any enemies firing by the enemy helicopters so far. Right, then I think with Swiv the second player plays as a jeep on the ground. Okay, we've got some different enemies now. Oh, we've got a shield. It's not giving you much room to... Oops, got me. So we're getting some harder enemies now. So it's not a bad little shoot 'em up. There we go, we've got that shield back again. I lost the shield, so it's handy. Some camouflage bits. For a bit longer to see whether we get another boss or something like that, and then I've got to leave it. Oops! Or unless I die. So you can obviously take more than one hit on your plane anyway. It's getting more complicated. It's quite good. Okay, we seem to be a slightly different area. Nice how the enemy have shadows on the ground too. Good visual effect. Well, there we go. That's quite a good game. So. I don't own a real copy of that though, so one of my thing to collect shoot 'em ups, I may very well get a copy. Right, here is Star Wars on the NES. I've been interested in seeing what this game's like. Not having much exposure to the NES. Now I did have Super Star Wars. An intro sequence here. I think you can skip some of this. And it was a game with lots of different sort of like mini games, a platformer, adventure type game. And I believe it was based on this one. And there's another one called Star Wars Arcade for the NES, I'm not sure. Right, so we have Luke going through some caves with some acid blobs. I'll try and do this without killing myself. Oh dear. Oh, almost died. Anyway, so now I've got my gun. I can drive around in my sand speeder. I'm not really sure where I'm supposed to go. There's no radar or anything. Ooh. And I can't shoot. We seem to have gotten into Mos Eisley, and I can shoot now. And I got shot by a stormtrooper. Oh, this tech gets me my health back. Okay. With action. Ooh. Master Jar. Ooh. This is the canteen one. Can you go in there? You probably have to follow the storyline of the movie in a rough sort of way, adding in some shooting that didn't really happen. And their shooting seems to be much better than me. So 3% completion. So at the end of that we can determine that it's not necessarily a bad game, just that I'm bad at it and need more practice. Alright, let's try another one. Okay, so here's Kirby's Adventure from HAL Laboratories. Oh, okay, so it has saved games. How do we do that? Right. Try that again. I keep on pressing the wrong button. Oh, sure. Yes. I seem to always want to press the B button all the time. So level 1 Vegetable Valley. So I can jump. And I can suck in some stuff. Go through this door. Ooh, what's that doing? Okay, so I can eat him. Okay, so I can suck him in and then I can throw him out. Now I can fly. Right. Nope. Hey, that's better. Okay, I'm starting to get the idea. Excuse my dog in the background, it's decided to growl at something. There seems to be a limit. Oh yeah, so you can get so many shots and then Oops, that hurt me a little bit. Right across here. What's that? Oh, we can slide too. There we go, that looks good. Push A. Yay! So I got a flag against door number 1 and I get more doors. Oh, yeah, that's actually quite a cool little game. So, looks like to be a fair bit to it. It's nice. It's actually really nice and colourful. And I got a little game that I enjoy exploring more. Thanks, Mark. Right, here we go with Copper Triangle. Interesting. So we've got a boat. So we've got a race to the finish. And shoot. And shoot the other boats, which is nice and cheaty. Oh, now we're getting a bit of flickering, I'd say, because I'm playing this in an NTSC top loader. This might be a PAL version of the game, and it's one of those ones that's not totally compatible because of the scrolling it's doing. Hey, there we go, made it to the finish. So sorry about the graphic glitches. Well, that's not a bad game, is it? And it looks like it's got some collect pods, okay. Oh, you've got to go up in the air to collect them. There we go, got one. Again. Yeah, it's not a bad little game. Lots of variety and different things. Doesn't seem to be doing the flashing in this one because we're not doing the scrolling as much. And there we go, we have to clear those mines and, oops. Right, we grab a mine and we have to, right, okay, that guy's going to steal them. Right, we can't shoot him. Ah, he goes and takes it back. Right, so first thing first is get rid of those guys. Oh, and I ran out of time. Oh, it's a pretty cool game as well. Excellent mess games. Alright, I'll catch you next time.